My fiancé posted, "I'll make him take a polygraph test before the wedding. If he truly loves me, he has nothing to hide." I commented, "Very interesting." Then I actually booked 2 tests and sent her the appointment details. The moment she saw it, all the color drained from her face. When the examiner started asking the questions, everything began to come to light in just one moment. Dear friends, help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I'm 29, been with my fiancée Claire for 3 years. We got engaged last December, and honestly, up until 2 weeks ago, I thought we were solid. Not perfect, but solid. We had our wedding planned for June, venue booked, deposits down, the whole 9 yards. Claire's always been into social media. Instagram stories, TikTok trends, the usual. I didn't mind it much. But about a month ago, she started getting really into these relationship advice accounts. You know the type, posts about green flags, red flags, how to test your man's loyalty. I'd catch her scrolling through them at night, nodding along like she was taking notes. Then she started making her own posts. Little things at first. Quotes about trust, memes about communication. Nothing that raised any alarms. Until 3 weeks ago when she posted that polygraph line on her Instagram story. "I'll make him take a polygraph test before the wedding. If he truly loves me, he has nothing to hide." I saw it during my lunch break. We just had a normal morning, coffee together, talked about whether we needed to confirm numbers with the caterer. Nothing was off. So seeing that post felt like whiplash. I screenshotted it, stared at it for a good 5 minutes, then commented publicly, "Very interesting." She texted me 10 minutes later. "It's just a post, babe. Don't be weird about it." Didn't say I was being weird. Just said it was interesting. You know I share stuff like that all the time. Yeah, but usually it's not about making me prove something before we get married. She left me on read after that. That evening, she came home acting completely normal. Made dinner, talked about her day at the marketing firm where she works, asked if I'd picked up my suit from the tailor yet. I brought up the post casually while we were eating. "So that polygraph thing, were you serious or just sharing for engagement?" She laughed it off. "Oh my God, you're still thinking about that? It's just a trend. Everyone's posting stuff like that." "Right. But you said, 'I'll make him take one.' That's pretty specific." "It's hypothetical, babe. Relax." But something in her tone felt rehearsed. Like she'd been expecting me to bring it up and had her answer ready. I let it go that night. But it sat with me. Why post that publicly? Why phrase it like a challenge? If there was nothing to worry about, why plant that seed at all? So I did something impulsive. I looked up polygraph testing services in our area. Found a legitimate examiner, former law enforcement, 5-star reviews. And I booked 2 appointments. One for me, one for her. Both scheduled for the same day, back to back. Cost me $800 total, but at that point, I didn't care. If she wanted transparency, we'd get transparency. I forwarded her the confirmation email the next morning with a simple message. Booked us both. Saturday at 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. Looking forward to it. She called me immediately. I was in a meeting, so I let it ring. When I checked my phone 20 minutes later, I had 6 missed calls and a string of texts. "What the hell is this? Are you serious right now? You actually booked a polygraph test? This is insane. Call me now," I texted back. "You said if I truly love you, I have nothing to hide. Same goes for you, right?" No response for 3 hours. When she finally replied, it was just, "We need to talk when you get home." That conversation was brutal. She came at me hard. Told me I was being controlling, that I was taking a joke too seriously, that I was trying to humiliate her. I stayed calm, which seemed to make her angrier. "This is about trust," I said. "You publicly said you wanted me to take a polygraph. I'm willing to do it. But if we're testing trust, we both take it. That's only fair." It wasn't a literal statement. Then why post it? Why say it at all? She couldn't answer that. She just kept circling back to how I was overreacting, how I was ruining everything over a social media post. But here's the thing. She never once said she'd take the test. She just kept trying to convince me to cancel it. By the end of the night, she was crying, saying I didn't trust her, that our relationship was falling apart. I told her the appointments were booked, and if she didn't want to go, she didn't have to. But I was going either way. "Fine," she said, voice shaking. "Fine, I'll go. But this is going to ruin us." Update 1, Saturday came. The examiner's office was in this generic building off the highway, gray carpet, fluorescent lights, waiting room with motivational posters. Claire barely spoke to me on the drive over. When we got there, she sat as far from me as possible, scrolling on her phone. The examiner, a guy named Rick, called me back first. The test took about 90 minutes. Standard questions. Have you been faithful? Have you hidden money? Have you lied about major life decisions? I answered everything honestly. No, no, no. The whole process felt surreal, but I stayed calm. When it was over, Rick said my results would be ready in about an hour. Claire went in next. I sat in that waiting room staring at the wall, stomach in knots. About 40 minutes in, I heard raised voices through the door. Couldn't make out words, just tone. Claire's voice getting higher, defensive. Then silence. Another 20 minutes passed. Finally, the door opened. Claire walked out first, face blotchy, mascara smudged. She didn't look at me, just walked straight to the car. Rick called me back into his office. He had 2 printed reports in front of him. Your results came back clean, he said. No deception indicated on any questions. And hers. He slid the second report across the desk. She showed deception on 3 questions. Have you been unfaithful in this relationship? Have you hidden financial information from your partner? Have you lied about past relationships? I felt my chest tighten. She failed all 3? Strong indicators of deception, yes. She also terminated the test early, became very upset during questioning, and refused to continue. I sat there for a minute, trying to process. Then I asked, what happens now? That's up to you. But in my professional opinion, those results are significant. I drove home in silence. Claire was already there when I arrived, sitting on the couch with her phone. She'd clearly been crying more. So I said, you want to explain? There's nothing to explain. Those tests aren't even accurate. Rick said I passed. You said if I truly loved you, I'd have nothing to hide. I didn't hide anything. So what about you? She stood up, furious. You humiliated me. You made me go through that. This is your fault. I didn't make you fail, Claire. The questions were the same ones I got asked. What did you lie about? She didn't answer. Just grabbed her keys and left. Stayed at her sister's place that night. Update 2. She came back Sunday afternoon. Sat me down, said we needed to talk. I thought maybe she'd come clean. Instead, she tried to spin it. Those questions were worded weirdly, she said. I got confused. And I was already anxious because you forced me into this. Which questions confused you? All of them. I don't know. The whole thing was a setup. So you're saying you've been faithful, you haven't hidden money, and you haven't lied about past relationships? She hesitated. That hesitation told me everything. Who is it? I asked. There's no one. Claire. Who is it? She broke. Started crying again, but this time it felt different. Desperate. It was one time. It didn't mean anything. It was a mistake. My hands went cold. When, 2 months ago, at that conference in Denver. I remembered that trip. She'd been gone for 4 days, marketing conference, came back talking about networking and panel discussions. I'd picked her up from the airport, kissed her hello, asked how it went. Who? I asked again. A guy from another company. We went out for drinks with a group, and it just happened. One night. That's it. Does he know you're engaged? Yes. Did you tell him about me? He saw my ring. We both knew it was wrong. I stood up, walked to the window, tried to breathe. What else? What do you mean? The test said you lied about money and past relationships too. What else, Claire? She went quiet for a long time. Then, I've been paying off credit card debt you don't know about. About $12,000. From before we met. I didn't want you to think I was bad with money. Anything else? I told you my ex from college and I broke up because of distance. That wasn't true. He broke up with me because I cheated on him too. I turned around to look at her. She was staring at the floor, crying silently. So let me get this straight, I said, voice flat. You cheated on me 2 months before our wedding. You've been hiding major debt that would affect both of us after we're married. And you have a history of cheating that you lied about from day one. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was scared to lose you. You're scared to lose me. So you cheated on me? It was a mistake. One mistake. No, I said. One mistake was Denver. The debt is another. Lying about your past is another. Posting that polygraph thing to make yourself look like you're about trust when you're the one hiding everything. That's another. This isn't one mistake, Claire. This is a pattern. She begged me not to leave. Promised she'd do anything. Go to therapy, cut up her credit cards, prove she could change. But I was done. I told her I needed space, and she needed to stay somewhere else while I figured things out. Final update. It's It's been 6 weeks since the tests. I canceled the wedding last month. Lost some deposits. But honestly, losing $5,000 is cheaper than a divorce. Claire tried to save face on social media, deleted the polygraph post, posted vague stuff about growing apart and mutual decisions. A few friends reached out asking what happened. I kept it simple, told them we weren't compatible, and left it at that. Her sister called me 2 weeks ago, furious, saying I destroyed Claire's life over one mistake, and that I'm cruel for exposing her like this. I didn't expose anything. I just refused to marry someone who lied to me repeatedly. If that makes me cruel, so be it. I found out through a mutual friend that the guy from Denver wasn't the only one. There was someone else 6 months before that, another conference. She'd gotten sloppy about hiding it, and apparently multiple people from her company knew, but nobody told me. I'm doing okay now. Better than okay, honestly. Moved into my own place, been focusing on work, reconnected with some friends I'd lost touch with. The anger's mostly gone. Now it's just relief that I found out when I did. Sometimes I think about that Instagram post and laugh. She really thought she could project that test your man energy while hiding all of that. The audacity is almost impressive. I don't regret booking those tests. Best $800 I ever spent. Edit 1. A few people asked if I'm worried she'll trash me publicly. She won't. She knows if she does, I'll tell the full story, and she doesn't want that. We're done. Clean break. Edit 2. For everyone saying polygraphs aren't admissible in court, I know. This wasn't about legal proof. It was about calling a bluff. Edit 3. No, I'm not dating yet. Maybe eventually. Right now I'm just glad I'm not walking into a marriage built on lies.